Hi, I hope you guys are doing well. I just want to do a little bit chit-chatting today and talk about my recent experience quitting my job. So, for a little background information, I just turned 32, which is kind of terrifying, and not because of the age, but more so because right now I feel like I am in a limbo state and I have absolutely no idea where I should go from here. About a little over a month ago, I quit my job at a local university here. 7 months prior to that, I decided to apply for a job at this university, and that was one of the most exciting jobs I ever applied to, and one of the ones that I extremely wanted to get in. I did, obviously, but then 7 months later, it's a completely different world for me. So I do want to talk a little bit more about that. It is a complicated story why I decided to quit in the end. But basically, as soon as I started my position there, I actually had 2 positions within the matter of 7 months. The first position and the position that I actually applied for was the International Admissions Officer. So my main responsibilities were to look over the international applications we receive for the undergraduate programs and make admission decisions, whether the students will be admitted or rejected, that kind of responsibilities. So, and I was really interested in learning that, but unfortunately, I did not receive much training when I got in, and everything was just so uncomfortable working in the office, and I had no clue why that was the case. I just had this uneasy feeling the whole time I was working there. So I started there in November, and 4 months later in March, my supervisor came in the office to tell me that there is a secondment opportunity in the International Center. The position was the International Student Advisor, so my responsibilities would be to provide advising sessions to international students on campus and basically help them with all non-academic issues, which sounded a lot more interesting, and there would be a lot more interactions between me and students, which was what I wanted. Anyways, so I was so happy that opportunity became available, because the secondment was a year after the year I actually might have the opportunity to stay in that advisor position if I do a good enough job, and if I apply for it after the secondment. Long story short, I got there, and my immediate supervisor, she was quite something. Her management style was definitely not suitable for my personality. I could not believe some of the things that she did, and I was absolutely unhappy there. And now that looking back, even though I was super excited to get into this university at the beginning, every day when I was at the university, I was not happy. I was so uncomfortable. I felt invisible. I felt discriminated against. I felt that I was not given my fair share of opportunity, and it was an absolute nightmare. Everything was so stressful. I was in a very bad place, let's just say that. And end of June, something happened. I remember one day coming home from work, trying to call my husband, telling him what happened earlier that day at work, and I was bawling my eyes out because I just could not believe what my immediate supervisor did to me, and it broke my heart. I was so excited for this opportunity, but it was not for me from the very beginning. And I was stubborn. I wanted to stay because I worked really hard to get this opportunity to work there. And I can tell you, everything looked perfect on paper. This particular job for me, everything looked excellent, and everything looked like the exact fit, but it did not work out. And so a little over a month ago, I quit my job there, and that was it. It felt good and it felt right to give my notice, but I cannot say that I didn't feel uncertain and didn't feel kind of restless because I had no idea where I'm gonna apply for jobs next. I had no idea where to go from there. I had no idea if I could ever find a job that looked that good on paper for myself. One thing I knew for sure was that I needed to get out of there. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's ever encountered a job experience like that, or multiple jobs experiences like that. And I really understand how you guys feel in those kind of situations. And you know what? There might be so many things that are uncertain in the future, but at the very least, being myself, I am not sacrificing my integrity, I guess in this case, just so that I could keep a job like that.